I want to introduce this next session segment. This is a longtime yoga student of mine and now a client, Danny. And Danny wanted more freedom in her life. She wanted to feel lighter and freer. It's been challenging for her, like it is for many light workers, to deal with the level of density on planet Earth and being human in 3D. She was also having some issues with linear time. She was having some physical imbalances like most light workers are going through. So her higher self very quickly brought her back to her home planet where she is a fairy. When I met Danny years ago in my yoga classes, I immediately got a fairy energy from her. And the first psychic imprint I got was, oh, she's a fairy. I never shared that with her, which I told her at the end of her session, of the end of the post-interview. And she had never really felt that, but loves fairies. So when she was brought back by her higher self to her home planet where she's a fairy and she's free and she's experiencing the beauty and the wonder of being a powerful creator as a fairy, she said after the session that made sense to her. So that's what this segment is. And then what I didn't put in there is the healing of her body. And we found a lot, and we did a lot of healing. And then I put a tiny snippet of, just as I brought her out, of hypnosis, where we had a sweet little chat. And then we did a longer interview after that. But that was very personal, so I didn't add that. So that's what this segment is. I like showing the general universal aspect of the hypnosis sessions because it gives you a feeling and an idea of what a session could be like. Of course, every session is different. Every session is unique because everyone is different and unique. But this just always gives us a little taste of what each person who allows me to publicize their session, what it's like a little bit. Healing through the heart hypnosis sessions are profound. They're life-changing for you and they're life-changing for me. And it is a great honor for me to facilitate them. And I am very, very grateful to be doing this work. So if you would like to have your own healing through the heart hypnosis session with me, at the end of the video is my website, sonyawilderwellness.com. Please go there and book your session, and I will be so honored to facilitate your healing for you. So enjoy this session segment, and my intention is to see you soon for your own session.
Wild green landscape that's lush with trees and plants that I have never seen before.
Tell me more about this lush place.
There's vines and they're all different colors. I see blue vines. I see beautiful red flowers. I see all kinds of beautiful ground cover, green ground covers. I see something that looks a little bit like clover, like red clover. I see enormous ponds and hills in between the ponds and trees around the ponds, and it's like this beautiful, winding, lush landscape, and I feel a little bit weightless, and I feel like I'm floating around, and the trees are big, just lush with leaves, green leaves, and just it's so beautiful.
Beautiful. This sounds amazing. How does it feel to be there?
It feels familiar and it feels free.
Very good.
Calm.
Feels familiar, free, and calm. So I want you to look down at the ground and see if you have a body here.
I do.
Very good. Look at your feet. What do your feet look like?
They're brown and they're not being laid down on the ground, but They're like hovering just above the ground. It's like my toenails are red.
Mm-hmm. So are you barefoot or are you wearing clothes? Sorry,
Barefoot.
shoes. Bare. Okay, and are your feet looking and feeling female to you or male?
Female.
Hmm? Very good. I want you to look up your body now and describe your legs for me.
My legs are brown and strong and smooth.
Are you wearing anything on your legs?
I'm wearing a makeshift skirt that's short and breathable and loose, and it's like I'm wearing leaves and natural materials.
Very good. And now I want you to feel up your body and feel the rest of your body. How does your body feel to you?
It feels very light and supple and strong.
Mm-hmm. And what are you wearing on your upper body?
Some sort of leaf attire around my breast area. It's green and brown and golden and like a dark reddish color. And I'm a brown woman and I have brown, really dark hair and I have really green eyes and I look like kind of very exotic, like this that I belong in that landscape.
Beautiful. So I want you to hear for what your name is in your mind. What is your name? What do people call you?
Aurora.
Mm-hmm. Aurora. When I say Aurora, does that sound true for you?
Artemis.
Say that again.
Artemis.
Artemis. When I say Artemis, does that sound true to you?
Yes.
Very good. Artemis, acclimate yourself into this body. How old are you here?
20.
Mm-hmm. Artemis, do you live nearby?
I live in the forest here.
So I want you to go to your home and tell me what your home looks like.
It's a tree house. It's a large tree, and I live inside of the tree.
Beautiful. That sounds amazing. How do you get into the treehouse, Artemis?
There's a little door at the bottom near the roots.
So go through the little door and go up into your house and tell me, describe what the interior of your house looks like.
It looks like the inside of a tree trunk, but with little things here and there.
So
There's
describe the little
holes.
things.
There is a little kitchen-like area that has like food and berries and just like the food area. And there's little places to sit and lie down. But it's very earthy and there's not necessarily furniture or plates. There's little cups and bowls, but there's no yeah, that's what there is.
That sounds so beautiful. Where do you sleep, Artemis?
I sleep on a little loft kind of shelf.
Sounds so wonderful. Does anybody live here with you, or do you live alone?
Alone.
How do you like living alone?
I love it. I feel free.
Very good. Where is your family, Artemis?
My family doesn't live here with me, but they are here on the planet.
What planet are you on?
I don't know.
It's okay. So your parents, you have a mother and a father?
Yes.
Are you close with them?
Yes.
Okay. Do you have any siblings?
Yes.
How many siblings do you have?
I have several.
Mm-hmm. You have several. So now I want you to fast forward to a moment when you are with your family. Be there now and describe your parents for me. So let's start with your mother.
My mother looks like a dark brown fairy-like creature that is short and a little bit wide and has beautiful, thick brown hair and is adorned with beautiful necklaces and jewelry and has a very warm smile and kind of a big nose, and she's like a forest. She's a forest dweller.
Beautiful. Do you feel connected to her?
Yes.
Good. So you describe your mother's eyes for me. What do her eyes look like?
I like a turquoise.
Beautiful. And I want you to look deeply into her eyes and connect with her soul to soul. Eyes are the windows to the soul and heart to heart. Do you know her in your current life?
She's Bubs.
She's
She's
Bugs.
she's my friend named Bubs.
Hmm, beautiful. Very good. Now I want you to see your father and describe him for me.
He's like a gnome creature who's taller. He has beautiful brown hair that's a little bit long. He has facial hair. He has the narrow, sharp features. He has kind green eyes.
Good. Look deeply into his kind green eyes and connect with him, soul to soul, heart to heart. Do you know him in your current life?
He's my friend's husband.
Mhm. Very good. Now I want you to see your siblings and describe for me how many siblings you have.
I have 8 siblings.
Mhm. 8, very good. Is there one sibling that you feel particularly closer to?
My little sister,
Mhm. And what do you call your little sister?
Ananda.
Ananda. When I say Ananda, does that sound true?
Yes.
Thank you. And I want you to describe Ananda for me. What does she look like?
She's golden. She has curly golden hair, green eyes. She's full of light and joy. She's adventurous. She's very spirited.
Now look into Ananda's beautiful green eyes and connect with her. Do you recognize her from your current life?
Amy.
Mhm. Very good. Are there any other siblings that you feel connected with?
My brother.
Tell me about your brother.
He has lighter skin and darker hair. He has blue eyes. He has a pointed nose, a slender face. He's so sweet. He's younger than me, but we're not far in age.
And now look into his beautiful blue eyes and connect with him soul to soul. Do you know him in your current life?
He's my actual brother.
Very good. So now that we know so much more about you, Artemis, I want you to close this scene. And I want you to go to a pivotal point in your life where something significant happens to you. Be there now and describe for me what you are experiencing.
Someone is breaking into my home and is destroying the home and is trying to attack me.
Mm-hmm. So I want you to see this person very clearly. Who is breaking into your home?
This really dark person that's like gray and large and has dark, like black eyes, and is just like a blurry, like blobby, uh, just energy, and yeah.
So now I want you to look into this person's dark eyes and just be the observer. You are not harmed. You are observing this. I want you to look into the dark eyes and connect with this energy, soul to soul. Do you know this energy in your current life?
I don't know.
Mm-hmm. Very good. So what's happening here? This dark, blurry, blobby energy is broken into your home. Tell me what happens and be the observer.
He grabs me by
Mm-hmm.
the throat and throws me across the room and is destroying my house. And it looks like he's looking for something. And
What is he looking for? Connect with him telepathically, mind to mind, and find out what it is he's looking for.
some sort of medicine or potion.
Mm-hmm. And do you have this medicine or potion for him?
I do.
Mm-hmm. What is your position in your community that you would have the medicine or the potion?
I'm an alchemist.
Mm-hmm. Very good. And so what happens next? Does he find the medicine?
He does.
And tell me what happens.
He finds the medicine and he leaves. He just looks at me and then he leaves, and I feel afraid.
Mm-hmm. Very good. Is there anything else about this scene that's significant for you?
I feel shocked, but also very grateful that I'm alive and okay.
Very good. I want you to close this scene, and I want you to go to another moment in this life of Artemis where something impacts your life. Be there now. What are you experiencing?
It's a celebration.
Mm-hmm. Tell me more.
It's a community celebration. And we're celebrating my achievements in the community for the alchemy that I perform. And it's like has to do with water and silver.
Tell me more about that. What has to do with water and silver?
This really important potion that I've made has to do with water and silver.
Tell me more about that. What do you do with water and silver?
I blend them together to create this elixir that is pure prana.
And then what do you do with this elixir?
The elixir can be rubbed on the body. It can be applied as like a body mask almost, and you can incubate in it
Mm-hmm.
for a length of time, maybe a day. You can also take drops of it internally, but only a little bit at a time.
Mm-hmm. And what happens to people who use this elixir?
They become more at one, more synthesized with their systems and with the objects on the planet with the plants and the biology, and it's like they experience the synthesis of the oneness, and it integrates into them for like permanently. It's like an immediate change for them.
Very good. Is this an elixir that can also be used energetically?
Yes, it needs to be in a different form.
What form does it need to be in to be used energetically?
In a gas form.
In a gas form. And are you able to make that into a gas form?
Yes.
So I want you to make it into a gas form. Do that now and tell me when it has been created into a gas form.
It's created.
Thank you. Now, Artemis, one of your lives, one of the people that you are in another lifetime is channeling through you now, and her name is Dani. And I want you to apply this gas of pure pranic alchemy to Dani's body and through the entire system. Can you do that?
Yes.
Thank you. Start applying and allow this pranic gas to move through her body that you are speaking to me through. And let me know when her entire body is filled up with this pranic elixir.
It is done.
Very good. As we are all one, you, Artemis, you are a great healer and a great alchemist. And you, in your time and space, you can help all your other selves in all other times and spaces. As we help to heal you in your space, that helps to heal all your other selves. And the self that you have of Dani needs your help right now. So, Artemis, how else can you help Dani in her current lifetime with the alchemy that you have? Is there anything else you can offer for her?
Dani needs to see that alchemy is actually already present in her life, and that she has the tools to alchemize anything energetically and physically, and that the energetic and physical and spiritual worlds are always interconnected and interchanging. This will help her heal. This will help her feel the oneness. This pranic energy that I've given her is breath, is air, is the breath of nature, is all around, is within her, is accessible to her at any moment.
Very good. Thank you so much, Artemis. So now, is there anything else in this beautiful community celebration for your amazing pranic alchemical elixir? Is there anything else in that moment that we need to know about?
It's just so joyous. The community is there and my family is there, and we are feeling so unified.
Beautiful. I feel it myself through you. Thank you. Now let's close this scene. Let's go to another scene of Artemis's life that has a significant impact or alteration on you. arrive there now and tell me what it is you experience.
I'm experiencing the first time that I feel my body leaping through the air and flying over the landscape and bouncing and crossing waters and landscapes so quickly, and the buoyancy that I feel in the air, and doing flips and just spreading joy and magic into the landscape.
Beautiful. And what has instigated your ability to have your body be that light and buoyant?
It's a natural ability of my people.
Who are your people, Artemis?
I don't know.
Do you call yourself something as a species or as a race?
Yes.
Do you know that name?
Inner
I'm going to count to 5. When I count to 5, I'm going to snap my fingers and you will remember the name of your people. 1, remembering what you call yourselves. 2, absolute clarity and memory of the tribe name. 3, realization of everything of this life as Artemis. 4, the name is right there for you. 5,
inner fairies.
inner fairies. Thank you.
Inner fairies.
What a beautiful name, inner fairies. And what is the planet that you live on?
Geranium. It's not clear.
Mm-hmm. So when I say geranium, does that sound close?
It's close.
Mm-hmm. Very good. Is this close to the Earth star system?
No.
No, it's far.
It's far, yes.
Mm-hmm. Sounds like an absolutely beautiful place. And so now you have this beautiful ability to, sounds like to be quite weightless like air.
Yes.
And so what happens as you are doing flips and spreading joy and leaping and flying? What happens next?
I'm just playing, exploring these abilities and feeling the feeling of my body flipping around in the air, and I stop in the trees and sit amongst the trees and the treetops, and I take in the landscapes every once in a while.
Beautiful. And what happens next?
I find a little pool of water that has a little waterfall, and I get in and I go swimming, and it's actually very deep. And I swim down to the bottom, and it's very dark and it's very soft, and I can hold my breath for a long time. And I swim back up to the surface, and I play in the water.
Beautiful. Is there anybody near you?
There's a few animals near me.
Mm-hmm. Describe these animals for me. What do they look like?
They look similar to an earth antelope. There's spiraled horns and like rainbow stripes on the breast. It's like a golden animal. It has a short blue tail, and it has wings.
Beautiful. What's the other animal?
The other animal, that's the animal that I see.
You had said you saw a couple. I wondered if there was another.
There are some smaller tree animals, some little webbed furry animals that come up and down the trees. They're gray. They have small heads. They have long bushy tails. And they're very webbed in between their forelimbs.
Beautiful. So what happens next, Artemis?
I'd like to sit down and take a nap.
Mm-hmm. And then what happens?
And then I just drift into the astrals and have some dreams.
What are your dreams about?
In my dreams, I'm in space. I'm in space traveling.
Where are you traveling to?
I don't know, but I'm traveling and I'm witnessing the passing of many energies and beings and shapes and forms and colors, and none of them quite interact with me, but I'm studying them.
That sounds wonderful. And so what happens next as you're dreaming and traveling?
I come across a little portal that's small and blue, and it's vibrating and it's making interesting sounds, and I'm contemplating whether or not I want to go in.
Mm-hmm. So what do you do?
I don't want to go in.
Mm-hmm.
I'm still studying it. The sounds of the portal are making me apprehensive.
Mm-hmm. And so what happens next?
So then I move on and I see a few star clusters, and I see a few very large star beings that are like constellations moving in the sky, and they have very long limbs. They're like almost spidery, and they're so large, and it's like they're twirling in the sky.
Very good. What happens next?
And then I wake up.
Mm-hmm. And where are you?
I'm back at the pond that I fell asleep at.
And look around. What does it look like?
It looks inviting, and I decide to gather some natural materials, some leaves, some acorn-looking seeds, and some little flowers, and I put them in a little pouch that I have. And then I sweep the ground so it's a bare spot, and I begin making symbols in the ground.
What symbols do you make in the ground?
I'm making what looks like sort of a labyrinth type symbol with circles around the outside, and it's for fertility of the land, and it's for vibrant life to spring forth there, and that all life may be nourished there.
Very good. So I want you to take a really deep and detailed mental picture of the labyrinth. I want you to make a very clear imprint in your mind's eye of this labyrinth so that it is imprinted on the brain of Dani so that she can see it and have full access to it whenever she needs to. This symbol of fertility, of the land of all, of everything, the symbol of new life and growth. Allow her to see this and to understand it. Allow her to study it. And you let me know when she has a really good mental grasp of this labyrinth.
I see it.
Very good. Now, is there anything else, Artemis, in this scene with the labyrinth that we need to know about?
The labyrinth is an ancient code. It's like a portal for life, for regenerative life, for regenerative living and systems and nature, and it's an energizing pranic force that is held within it, and you can hold it up in front of your face as an energetic shape and feel the vibration. The vibration seeps into your entire being.
Very good. Very powerful. Let's close this scene and let's go to another moment in the life of Artemis that has a huge impact on you. Be there now. What are you experiencing?
I see angels.
Tell me more.
There's angels in my house. It's dark and they're so bright. And they're hovering above me. And they're telling me of their presence telepathically. They're making shapes with their hands.
What shapes are they making with their hands?
They're blessing me and they're blessing my home. It's like,
and why are they there now to do that?
they're blessing my home after the intruder came in. And
Mm,
they're blessing me and they're helping clear me of that energy.
very good. How many of them are there?
3.
And so allow them to come forward and present themselves to you. Allow the first one to come forward and allow it to introduce itself to you. Who is this first angel?
His name is Andrew.
Mm-hmm. And tell me more about Andrew.
He's beautiful. He's very masculine, very divine masculine, but very gentle, so integrated.
Mm-hmm. Now, is he an angel for you as a soul through all lifetimes and times and spaces, or just for the life of Artemis?
He's my friend on the earth plane.
Mm-hmm. What friend is he?
His name is Vibes.
Do you know him in your current life as Danny?
Yes, he's a lover.
Mm-hmm. Very good. And now, Artemis, allow the second angel to come forward and introduce itself to you. Who is the second angel?
Her name is Maria.
Mm-hmm. And what is her message to you?
She is here to tell me that I am strong in myself and that no intruder can truly steal my essence.
Mm-hmm. And now connect with her. Do you know her in your current life as Danny?
My mom.
Mm-hmm. Very good. And now, Artemis, allow the third angel to come forward. Who is this?
Rebecca.
Mm-hmm. What is Rebecca? What is her message to you?
says the subtle way is the best way. I don't quite know what that means.
Well, ask her for clarity. Ask her, what does that mean? The subtle way is the best way. Tell her you need her to explain that in more detail.
She says the less I know, the more I understand.
Mm-hmm. And do you understand that?
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Coming less from the mind and more from the heart.
Yes.
Do you know Rebecca in your current life as Danny?
She's you.
Mm-hmm. Yes. Very good. Is there anything else significant, Artemis, in this scene with the angels? Anything else we need to know?
They're encasing me in a bubble. They're performing healing on me.
Very good. Is this also going to affect Danny's body as well?
Yes.
Thank you. So allow the healing bubble to begin, please, and then let me know when it is complete.
It is complete.
Thank you so much. Is there anything else in this moment, Artemis, that we need to know about your work with the angels?
No.
Thank you. Now I want to close this scene. Let's go to the last moment in your life as Artemis. Be there now and tell me what you are experiencing on your last day.
I am old.
How old are you?
I'm 87.
Mm-hmm. And what are you dying from?
Old age.
Mm-hmm. Who's around you?
A few family members,
Mm-hmm.
but there are not many.
Mm-hmm.
I'm in the woods. I'm in the trees. I'm in a bed of soft soil. There's a lot of animals around me.
Very good. So now take your last breath and rise up out of that body. And as you rise up out of your body, describe for me what it is that you are experiencing.
Pure weightlessness.
What are you seeing?
I see the world as I descend above it. It is green and blue. There's a sunset as I descend, as I ascend above the atmosphere.
Very
And
good.
infinite expansion.
Very good. And keep going up into that sun. Go up into the sun. And as you float up into the sun, it becomes white light. You are in the light and of the light. And as you come into the light, I want you to share with me, what did you learn about yourself in the life of Artemis?
I'm a fairy, and I'm magic, and I understand the magic of the earth.
Anything else?
I know what true love feels like. I know what true joy feels like. I know what fear feels like, but it does not define me in that lifetime.
Mm-hmm. And how is the life of Artemis affecting the life of Danny?
Artemis feels like she's best friends with my inner child, like she's always with me. She allows me to frolic freely in nature and look at nature in closest detail and wonder and awe and amazement. She's in my laugh. She's in my laughter.
Very good. As you're in the white light, your spirit guides are here for you, ready to communicate with you and identify themselves. I want you to use all your senses, your feeling, your knowing, your seeing, your hearing, all of your sensing, and allow them to come forward. And I want you to see them. Tell me how many spirit guides you have in front of you.
At least a dozen.
Mm-hmm. Very good. And allow the main spirit guide to come forward, please. Who is your main spirit guide?
He is a wizard.
A lizard?
Wizard.
Oh, a wizard. Thank you. And please ask him his name.
His name is Alderon.
Alderon. Is that correct?
Yes.
Thank you. May I speak with Alderon, please, today? You need to let him use your voice.
Yes.
Thank you. Am I speaking with Alderon?
Yes.
Thank you, Alderon. What message do you have for us today? What message do you have for Danny? She needs to hear your wisdom.
Danny is very much in the world of linear time, and she doesn't have a full grasp of the complexity and the quantum nature of time and all existing at once. The linear nature of time can be very problematic and very limiting to her understanding of her own growth.
So, Alderon, how can you help her to find balance between the timelines so that she can feel more balanced within herself?
She needs only to think of me. When she thinks of me, she will see the great depth and scope of my energy and of my shape, and feel the expansiveness of what I represent, which is the magic and the wisdom of the universe.
And Alderon, did you help her as a soul in her life as the fairy being? Have you been helping her as the alchemist in that life as well?
Yes.
Thank you. What is your soul relationship with her?
I am a future self.
Very good. Very good. Is there anything else, Alderon, that you would like to share with her at this time?
Annie has a very old soul. She does not need to be distracted by the flashy, fleeting information in her earth, in her society. She understands the nature of things. She is truly capable of being in touch with that is the sacredness, the oneness of all. She contains everything within her that she could ever desire.
Alderon, why did she come to Earth? Please share with her.
She came to Earth to heal trauma that is lifetimes old. She came to heal the feeling of persecution. She came to find her power, which has been lost for lifetimes. Her powers have been persecuted for lifetimes.
Where were her powers persecuted? Where did she?
Many lifetimes on the planet Earth, and also in other planets, and as other species.
Mm-hmm. We would like to heal that trauma today, Alderon. It is negatively affecting her body, her mind, her emotions, and her life. Is it possible to heal this trauma now?
Yes.
Thank you. What healing, what energy are you going to be using so that she knows to heal this trauma?
A light extraction.
Thank you. Begin that now. And please, if you could share out loud, Artemis, your process of healing her body, whether it's through the chakras, whether it is through the energetic channels, please verbalize that to her. This is being recorded, then she can listen back and hear this and understand more.
I'm sending Danny in a toroidal field. The light extraction technique is coming from the outside in and flushing her. She is suspended in the air. It's coming through her heart center. She feels it pulsing in her neck. It is clearing out of her throat. The throat chakra is very dense. It's breaking up from the light, from the fluid energy movement of the light. It's breaking up and creating porous holes. Now the light energy is flushing out her head, her crown chakra, her third eye chakra, her mouth and nose and ears. Being extracted. The energy is coming up through the lower chakras and flushing out through her crown, her third eye, her ears, her mouth, her nose, her head meridians. There are energy attachments trying to weigh her down.
What are the energy attachments, please, Artemis?
Black cloudy beings from behind her. She's suspended in the air. They're like underneath her.
All right. Let's bring them up to the mouth. Artemis, we have to allow them to speak through her mouth so we can talk with them. Let's bring them up to the mouth. Hello there, you. Dark, cloudy things. You have a voice. You can use the mouth. Who are you, please?
Angers.
Angers. What are you, Angers? Are you an energy? Are you an entity?
We are entities.
You're entities. How did you get into Danny's body?
She understands our frequency, so we attach to her.
How old was she when you attached to her?
She's very young.
She's very young. And we have free will. So did she invite you to come into her body?
No.
How did you get in?
She's an easy target. There was a hole in her energy field.
Well, as I already stated, we have free will in the human form on planet Earth. And so I want to speak with Danny, please, on the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. Danny.
Yes.
Thank you. You've got some trickster energies attached to your body. You are going to have to tell them to get out. They invaded your body through a hole in your energy field when you were very little. You have free will. You have to tell them to leave.
Leave me.
And tell them, leave now.
Leave me now.
Thank you. On the count of 3, I'm going to talk to the energies. 1, 2, 3. Hello, energy and angers.
Hello.
Yes. So you've heard from Danny. She has demanded that you leave her body. So I want you to look in her body and look at all the cords that you have attached to her body and tell me what they look like.
We are attached to her feet, to the bottom of her spine, to her heart space, her throat, her shoulders, and her head.
Anywhere else?
We are attached to her chest.
Find all the attachments.
We are attached also to her abdomen.
Very good. So I want you to pull all of those cords out. Pull them all out. Everything, every last cord. By universal law, you do not have the right to be in her body. She has free will. You did not ask permission. As you're doing that, I'm going to call in our wonderful guide of protection, Archangel Michael. Presence, please. And here he is. He is waiting, Angers. And as you pull out all of those cords, you're going to hand them to Archangel Michael. And let me know when you see him.
We see him.
Very good. You just hand him all those cords. As you pull them out, he'll happily take them. Get every last cord out of every little cell of her body.
We are finished here.
Very good. Have you handed them all to Archangel Michael?
Yes.
Thank you. And so now, Angers, I want you to apologize to Danny for violating her free will and setting up, shall we say, shop in her body. You have violated universal law. Please give her an apology.
We apologize for feeding off your essence.
Thank you. Danny, do you have anything you want to say to Angers before they are taken away with Archangel Michael?
I feel like I need them.
Why do you feel like you need them?
To protect myself.
Well, we're going to give you a much better protection. Does that feel good to you?
Yes.
We'll replace them. Just hang on. Very good. So, Angers, go with Archangel Michael, and Archangel Michael's going to take you back to the light, back to Source. You're going to rise up, 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 all the way back into the white light of Source. And please let us know when you arrive.
You have arrived.
Thank you. May the light of the universe always be within you and without you. And now let's disconnect from that. I would like to speak with Artemis again. May I speak with Artemis, please?
Yes.
Thank you. Is this Artemis?
Yes.
Thank you. Artemis, Danny is attached to the Angers. She feels that they have protected her, but please share with her. Have they been protecting her or have they been holding her back?
They have been holding her back and sucking her energy.
Yes. So now, Artemis, she feels that she needs protection. Does Danny need protection?
No, Danny has everything she needs within her to be fully protected and self-sustained and regenerative.
So, Artemis, would you please turn up her white light from her heart and shine it out now through all of those places where Angers were in her body, where all the cords were. Would you please amplify the white light within her and any other color frequency that feels strong to her and help her to really feel it as a warm bath of strength and rejuvenation and more of a feeling that she can really embody being physical and being her true self and being as comfortable and confident as possible. Can you do that, please?
Yes.
Thank you. You let me know when that's complete.
It is complete.
Very good. And now, Artemis, can you please share with me how her energy is looking? Does she feel more comfortable and confident in herself?
Yes. She's
Thank you.
stronger.
Thank you so much. And so now, can we allow the next spirit guide who has a very strong, amazing, powerful, confident, you know who you are, and you feel absolutely incredible. And 9, 10, eyes open, wide awake. Welcome back. Let's mark the time. How do you feel?
Ah, a lot lighter.
You look so much calmer. How long do you feel that this wonderful journey was? How did it feel to you? Long or short?
Felt short, actually.
Did it? About how much time did it feel like it took?
An hour and a half.
We started. You went under pretty easily. You went under into theta in less than 15 minutes. We started at 2:13 p.m. It is now 4:27 p.m. So 2 hours and about 15 minutes. 2 hours and 15 minutes. A little bit longer than it felt.
Yeah.
Do you remember all of it?
I do.
You are so very much very similar to your higher self. And now you're going to experience your high self coming in even more. You're going to experience just a sense of relaxation and a sense of knowing of yourself. And that's going to increase more and more. I don't know if I shared this with you when we first met so many years ago. I mean, I think the first time you came to my yoga class, I started teaching there in 2012. The spring of 2012 was when I was asked to start teaching there. I think you came into my class that year in 2012. I think it was then because I taught there.
Yeah,
And
that winter.
yeah, I taught there until 2016 when we moved to South America then. And you had already moved. You left before I left.
Mm-hmm.
You moved to Washington, if I recall correctly.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember that. And then I had you be a part of the group. We volunteered at Crestwood to go and do essential oils to the seniors.
Yeah.
I knew you were a fairy the first time that we met, but I don't know if I shared with you verbally that I knew you were a fairy. Did I ever share that with you?
No.
Yeah. I have a lot of fairies who come to me. People think that I have fairy lives. If I do, I don't remember having fairy lives, but I work with fairies all the time. Fairies come to me constantly, and I have to share this with you before we pause, because we're going to pause, we're going to take a bathroom break, and then we're going to come back and do the lovely little post interview, which will be quick. I work with so many fairies that I finally got dioptase. Look at how awesome this crystal is.
Wow.
It's very spendy. It's teal, which is the signature fairy color. Dioptase. And you want to put it, because you can't put it in sunlight or it will dissolve. So I have this in my glass with a selenite heart. Selenite clears dioptase. So I have so many fairies in the human form who come to me for sessions and have since about 2014. And then, of course, when I started doing quantum hypnosis in 2017, everybody wanted to have a hypnosis session who were fairies. Now, you all come to me through yoga, through my yoga classes, and I know you right away. I'm just like, I know the fairies. And so you come to me, and usually when people come to me for in-person sessions, I got to bring out the dioptase so that you all hold it and feel it. And everybody always goes, oh, wow, I know this. And I'm like, it's a mineral that brings us into enchantment. It reminds particularly those of you that are fairies in the human form to have fun, to bring back that lightness and that joy. That beautiful teal color it's such an enchanting color.
Mm.
Almost like the color of the licheny moss in the old growth.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I see fairies physically all the time. And I always see, fairies come in all sizes and all shapes. So it's interesting how many of you come to me to kind of remember who you are. So when you immediately went to your fairy planet, I was not surprised at all.
Yeah. Yeah, and it's interesting to me that one of my key lifetimes was as like a very light elemental being.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that was key. And I feel that you've had, trillions and zillions and quadrillions of lives, as we all have. But I feel that fairy lives in many different star systems and in many different dimensions is probably a dominant species for you to embody,
Mm-hmm.
because it is such a high vibration. And fairies hold the full divine color spectrum of the rainbow in their frequency. And that's something that you embody. So
Yeah, I've felt that ever since I was a child, and I'm so glad that I've had that remembrance in my life.
no, you're so fairy, very much so. Yeah, there's a lot of misunderstandings that humans have with fairies. There's a lot of fear. There was a lot of fear around them. And what I've learned from the fairies is that that was done deliberately by the fairies, because humans were not ready to come into a space of self-love, and fairies embody self-love. So the fairies had to shut the humans out for quite some time in order to help the humans raise their vibration from a much higher place. The fairies were trying to work with the humans, and the humans were trying to hurt the fairies, and the fairies had to separate and hold boundaries in order to help the humans from a higher space. And now the humans have raised their vibration enough that they can finally see fairies. And it's amazing to me how many more people are making videos of seeing fairies in like their security cameras that they have outside and things like that. If you go on YouTube, you'll see a lot more footage of people, or ordinary people, having more footage, video footage, and evidence of fairies. It's a lot of fun for me to see that. Fairies in their gardens, things like that.
Yeah.
It's really cool. Okay,
Yeah.
I'm going to pause this. I'm going to have you go to the bathroom. We're going to take a bathroom break, and then we're going to do a quick post interview.
Okay.